Good morning, guys. Happy Saturday. This is Obi with Lion Strong Fitness Global, and thank you for tuning in for another YouTube video, guys. We have an important topic today. And before we get started, guys, once again, thank you for joining me. You can be anywhere else on here on YouTube, consuming whatever nonsense information, because there's a lot of clickbait, a lot of crap, but I understand that's out there. And I also keep in mind that as you take the 10 minutes or so to watch my video, I want you to leave knowing that you learned something valuable, but most importantly, you can apply this the moment you click off the video. So with that said, guys, let's get started. So on this video, guys, the title is The Truth About Getting into Shape after 25, 30, 40, and even beyond, you know. And in this video, guys, while I'm simply saying is, and to keep it simple, there's really no difference as far as getting into shape, of course, training is involved, eating the right foods, and in particular, what that's about is eating a high protein diet. Preferably, I do recommend people to get their protein source from animal sources. Now, people can sit there and say that, well, what about the vegan and vegetarian route? That's fine, guys. If we're talking about simple bioavailable nutrients and amino acids, essential amino acids that you can't get anywhere else. Though you can supplement, but nonetheless, we're going to go off the facts here that one's ideal more so than the other. But in addition to that, guys, you want to make sure that you're taking certain things into account. And it doesn't have to start when you're at an older age. It's better to actually implement these habits right now. So I always tell people when it comes to training, and I do talk about this in terms to my Lion Strong training series. If you guys will check out the description to this channel, and also in the comments, I'll be attaching a link to my Lion Strong Fusion training programs where there are dumbbell-based training workouts that are under 30 minutes. It's great because you have them on your phone once you obtain whatever program. I have programs 1 through 7, but when you obtain a program, you basically will get it, and it's in a clickable PDF to where you can click each link, and it'll take you to my secondary YouTube channel where you can see demonstrations of every exercise, how to perform them properly. But you want to make sure you have a program that's sustainable, something you can be consistent with, something that doesn't have as much resistance as far as you getting to the training. I know there's people that like to go to the gym and train. That's great. You should keep doing that. But I also want you to have something to where if you can't make it there, if you can't go to the gym, if you can't do your normal routine, you still want to do something for that day. And most importantly, you want it to be effective. That's the biggest thing. And guys, what that said is, when you're doing these kind of training, you want it to be efficient. You want it to be effective. But you want it to be interesting, and you don't want it to get you injured, okay? That's one thing people that are younger don't think about is injuries, because if you sustain a bad injury at a younger age, it's going to be a pain in the butt as you get older. So you want to implement those habits at a younger age. But even if you're older and getting started, guys, you want to stick to simplicity. You want to stick to all the concepts that I described. Because people oftentimes think just because they're older that it's too late or it's going to be harder. It's not, guys. It's only hard if you make it hard. And that leads me to my next subject, that people oftentimes don't get started. They don't do anything because they think training is supposed to be this difficult thing. It's actually very simple if you have the structure in place. Just like if you were to take a road trip or you're driving from Atlanta, Georgia to Los Angeles, California, it's easier to get there if you have a GPS, whether you're using Waze, Google Maps. You want something that's going to allow you to basically just look and you just follow. And that's why I think training programs are great. The thing is, guys, you want to get the right one. And the right one is something that is simple, sustainable, and most importantly, when you travel anywhere in the world, you can always get your training in. That's what it's all about. And I just think that, guys, also, last thing, I want to talk about how you should only use dumbbells. People criticize me on this, but I'm going to stand on what I say. I've been training for many years. I've coached lots of people, and I've always kept workouts under 30 minutes, and I've always used dumbbells, guys, and I've gotten the best outcomes. Now, people are going to say, well, you can get good outcomes using machines and all this stuff. You can. But can you avoid the injuries like you can with dumbbells? I don't think so. Do you have access to the equipment like dumbbells? You definitely don't. Okay. And most importantly, you know, with someone with very little experience training. See, guys, the good thing about using dumbbells is the moment you pick them up and you watch a video or you follow a program, which I have, like I talked about, you can get to it right away. You know, I trained people as young as 5 years old to as old as 80, and everything in between. And I have so many people who've never done anything up until I showed up, or they've never done any type of work until they got my programs, and they're so surprised and ecstatic that they're able to get great results. And I always tell them, you know, because I get emails all the time, I explain to them that you get great results is because, you know, when you can do something that we always say in football, you wanna not think about it so much, or keep it simple so you can play fast. So if I'm having people use this machine, that machine, you know, if you use a barbell, which people oftentimes get injured doing because the form required is so technical. But even if your form is good, you're still going to get hurt because using a bar does not allow you to unilaterally work each side of your body. You're still going to have muscle imbalances. But I find that when you can make it simple, guys, that's what builds people's confidence, their self-esteem, and they're more likely to keep doing it. You know, people dread training because they think they have to do stuff they don't like or they're not going to want to do long term. So, guys, I know in this video I'm kind of all over the place, but these concepts apply to all ages. It's not just whether you're a young man or an older individual or a young woman or an older woman. You want to apply these principles, you know, every day, because again, the last thing you want is to be doing things that's gonna cause disinterest, but the worst thing is injury. Okay, I'm sure we all know somebody or people that were on their fitness journey and they stopped because of that bad injury that's sustained. And I think those injuries happen when you're not taking all the stuff that we talked about into account. You have to make sure that you're keeping things to where they're sustainable, they're repeatable, they're enjoyable. Okay, I say it again: they're attainable, they're sustainable, they're repeatable, and they're enjoyable. When you can do all that with your training, and last thing I want to implement, once you can keep it simple, that's when you're going to get results. And this is why I like the minimalist approach to training. And this is why I'm such a big proponent of being able to have access anywhere in the world and doing your workouts at anywhere, anytime, any place. You know, because you're going to have situations where you can't go to the gym, that you can't do your favorite machine, you know, your special treadmill, you know, even though I don't think they're effective anyway, but I digress. You want to have something to where you're able to maximize your time. Guys, if you can get more in less time, that's going to give you so much back, because you can allocate that additional time that you would spend doing this towards other things that's going to allow you to keep doing this. Okay, so you know, when I talk about stuff like this and when I make programs that I create, I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about the masses. I'm thinking about the normal everyday issues that we all go through, but you want to be about those solutions. And on this channel, we talk about those solutions. Okay, so guys, like I talked about in this video, it's important to implement those subject matters, no matter your age. Because again, the difference between somebody who's older and younger is the fact is that one's just starting at a different time, but one person doesn't have any more or any less of an advantage. You know, if you believe that's the case, then you have to change that mindset. I've had so many people who thought that they couldn't achieve what they've achieved, and they're approaching their 50s. When you have the proper training, when you have the proper nutrition, and if you're avoiding destructive habits, if you're minimizing, and in my case, what I prefer you should do is to omit the consumption of drugs and alcohol, okay, you'll be on your way. And I'm going to end the video with this. Guys, when it comes to alcohol, people get sensitive about this as well, but I'm just going to, because on this channel, guys, we talk about the facts here, and my job is to be direct, because I care about you guys. The people who drink alcohol and the people who don't drink alcohol, when it comes to training, it's a significant night and day difference. I don't care what anybody says, the research even supports it. It doesn't matter if you take one drink every few months, one drink every 5 years. Every time you drink alcohol, you're destroying your body, and you're basically you're putting a bigger bump in the road between you and your potential. That's a fact. Okay? So if you want the best gains, you have to take care of your body inside and out. But again, you don't have to do this, guys. You can do whatever you want. My job isn't to tell you what to do. My job is to give you the best information possible so that way you can make the choice. Because again, the reason why, guys, I work with people, the reason why I make my amazing programs, which you guys should definitely check out, Lion Strong Fusion, lionstrongfitness.net, and check out my Lion Strong Fusion signature training line, is because I know what works, guys. I know, and I've mastered over the years how to get the best with the least time. Because I find that when you can put in when you can have something to where you don't have to spend as much time doing it, the likelihood for most people to be consistent goes up, okay? But if I have you dread it, not want to do it, I got to spend so much time doing it, you're not going to do it. We're humans. I understand human nature. So anyway, guys, I wanted to share that information with you guys. I hope you guys found it effective. And like I talked about at the beginning of the video, my job is to provide information that you can use right now and you can apply immediately, okay? None of this he say, she say rhetoric, confusion. And if you guys have questions, guys, be sure to email me. My email is lionstrongceo@gmail.com. That will be listed in the description as well. And guys, with that said, thank you for watching my video. This is Obi with Lion Strong Fitness Global. Thanks again, guys, for watching my video. Be sure to hit the like and the subscribe button and hit those post notifications so that way you guys can be updated when I come up with new videos. I put out heat on a daily basis, and I know you guys are going to enjoy it. Also, guys, check me out on TikTok and Instagram. My TikTok is same thing as the channel, Lion Strong Fitness Global, everywhere. Check me out, guys. Have a great day. Thank you.